Been a rough morning, late night.
Up drinking?
Maybe.
Hmm.
We playing this game on. You can download on stream. It's called Jackbox TV. You buy like different quest quiz shows,
Hmm.
and you use your phone, and it could be like, let's say with six people, and it says, uh, draw a picture related to a word, and you get a word on your phone, for instance, and you draw a picture, and then they match that with someone else. Someone said it could be funny as fuck, and you get points, and then you can change different themes, different topics. It's fun as fuck, man. We've been doing that for a while. We did it probably 5 hours last night while drinking. Man, we had a
What's it
great
called?
time. Jackbox TV. It's on Steam. I mean, on the PC only. I think.
Oh,
So what you do, you start like a server online, and then you connect with your phone through a code, and everybody has your phone. Use your phone to play the game.
okay.
That's so much fun. And then you can have regular quiz too, like, hey, out of these three, which one do you think relates to Chris, for instance? That'd be like a small dick. And then you have something for someone else, for instance, and then you see what people answered, and it's just funny as fuck. And then you get a high score, and eventually somebody win, but nobody gives a fuck about winning because it's just so much. A lot of dicks drawn yesterday. Like, women.
That sounds fun as shit.
Man, it's a blast, man. And it's some of them is scary theme. So if you miss a question, there's a host that talks the whole time.
Yeah.
If you guess wrong, I will kill you, and then you die.
I'll suck your balls.
You can't suck your balls. So I cheated. Oh no! Don't catch me! Ah, no!
Oh shit.
Look at that, custom made the Carl Cup glass.
The Carl. I'm gonna give me one that says the penis. I mean the phoenix.
Hilarious.
You smell that?
Yeah. The hell is that?
She said that.
I can still smell it. Tell her to leave the room.
She's gone.
Oh yeah. She needs to take a shower.
Yeah, bad.
She might need to go to the doctor actually.
So guess what I got Jackson watching? It's his new
Uh,
shit.
what is that show? Apocalypse with a heavy metal band?
Metalocalypse. No,
Yeah. Damn it.
the
Too young.
Labyrinth.
Oh, really? It was a
Yeah.
proud daddy moment, right?
Oh yeah, I showed it to him the other night. We sat and watched it, and uh, I said, "This is Huggle," and show him that first little character. And he loves Muppet Babies.
Okay.
He really likes the old '70s Muppet Babies, the
Oh,
originals,
yeah, that's what
or
we grew
Muppets.
up with.
Not we. Well, yeah, it was still kind of lingering in the '80s.
Well, I guess I actually grew up with it.
Yeah.
It started in
Um.
the 70s, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We watched. He watches that, and I was like, man, he loves Muppets. Maybe he'll like the Labyrinth. My other two kids hate it. Um. So we watched it the other night, and now that's all he wants to watch is
Oh, no
David Bowie and the
shit.
Labyrinth. That, and I bought I actually bought for the studio. I bought some He-Man action figures.
Oh, cool.
They
Cool.
they got reissues of the originals, like what I had when I was a kid.
Hmm.
The He-Man and Skeletor and the Battle Cat. Well, I bought them at Walmart the other night.
Man at Arms. Sheila.
Yeah, I
everything
got
was everything was very gender specific back in the day. It's like he man, Sheila, man at arms. You know.
yeah, yeah. I bought a Skeletor, a He-Man, and a Battle Cat.
Oh,
And
that is badass.
Michelle's like,
Are they still good quality? I mean, they're.
they made them retro to make them look like,
Oh, that's even better. That's even better.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they did upgrade the components and stuff, better rubber bands and stuff like that. And it's got a little modern touch to it because they can get more detailed now.
Sure.
But it looked like the ones I had when I was a kid, so I bought them, and I come up here and I put them up and open them up, put them in, set them up. And Michelle's like, "Why did you open them?" I was like, "These aren't the originals." I said, "These are the remakes of the originals. They'll never be worth money. The originals are what's worth money."
Exactly. I bet.
And when I told her, I said, "These are toys I grew up with. They're toys. They're meant to be played with. I want Jackson to play with them."
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
he comes up to the studio and he likes to play, and now I got him watching Labyrinth.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I might have to put him up for adoption because he really likes the bass.
Okay, I had nothing to do with that shit.
He's like,
Well,
"Daddy, how to play?"
you've been playing a lot of bass lately, though, right?
Yeah, I've really pushed
You've been
myself.
been slapping the thick string.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to write different kinds of music, and you know, further my bass playing was one of them. I've been pushing myself on that, trying shit. It's like I wrote a riff, and I'm like, "Fuck, I hear a slap bass right there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, man. And so I asked a few people that, hey, anybody want to lay a slap bass track down on something I'm working on? Yeah, I'll do it, man. I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. You know, and then some people I send it to and don't hear nothing back. I guess they think it sucks, or it's just
They can still
typical people.
they can still say that though. It's even better to say, "Hey, man, I don't think I can do it," or "I think no, it's just not for me." But thanks for say something.
Yeah, but as I was like, well, I don't know anybody. You know, if I want some thunder and bass, I was like, hey, Carl, lay bass down on this track?
Yeah, sure.
You're not a
That would
slap
be me.
bassist.
No.
And I was like, well, fuck it. I can't find nobody. I'll just learn how to do it. So I've been practicing and practicing and practicing.
Hmm.
So I could just lay down the bass track. It's
That's
like
awesome. I can do it myself.
I could do it myself.
I don't need a man.
Yeah. Back what you were saying a second ago, talking about
Balls.
people just saying it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to do it, I went, well, it was about 6, 8 months ago, and I went and played with this band. And I found them on Craigslist, and they invited me out to listen to some of their tracks. And I went out, and their drummer was an Indian guy, a man from India, or kid, really. He was in his 20s, but and he was a fusion jazz drummer.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
yeah, like real technical.
Yeah.
And then their bass player was old metalhead, and their singer had this kind of 90s approach to songwriting. Red Hot Chili Peppers, a lot of the bands from that era that had that kind of Primus, that weird kind of approach to lyrics.
Sure. Man, what a mix.
Yeah, and
People, talent.
They had a couple songs that was just bass drums and the vocals. And I went and jammed with them, and they said, let's just freestyle and let's see what happens. So we just started jamming. I mean, we clicked. I put my own little metal touch to it all. And we all had a blast playing together, but at the end of the day, it would have been fun. And I enjoyed playing with those guys, but at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't commit to that. even though they were just a jam band that practiced whenever, there was no set, but it was like something about me and you that clicked musically is that I just want to do originals.
Yeah.
I don't like playing other people's music.
Okay.
We've never been, especially you in the bands in the past and stuff. It's like, I don't want to do covers.
No, I don't know. Mostly because I probably figured I can't play it, some of this shit. But back home, because I play the bass. I'm not a bass player. But back home in an old band, we had some covers. You and me too. That sometimes you just have a few covers at least, and I was always against it for some reason because I like to write, like you said, we like to write our own shit.
Yeah.
So I prefer that. But I can see it's necessary sometimes to have some song somebody recognized and you do a cover on it, but no. And so you played, you just freestyle. They didn't give you a song that they wrote, sing, or just jammed.
Yeah, they sent me, it was like 2 or 3 tracks, and it was just bass, drums, and vocals. And then they sent me another couple of tracks that had their old guitar player.
Okay.
And his style was more of, how North Carolina bands have this North Carolina kind of Pantera kind of thing that they do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we cheap Pantera. I can't remember what it was. It's that country raw Pantera sound.
Yeah.
Metal.
Yeah, and that guitar player was kind of like that. And that's not my style. And they told me that, hey, just do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did, and we just started riffing around, and I did some stuff with a couple of their songs. But it just, like I said, it was fun to do, but as a creative, that's not what I'm interested in. I'd rather apply my energy at stuff, and that comes from, again, something you learn is just sometimes just tell the truth. Just tell them.
Oh yeah, I think that comes a little bit with age, maybe, but yeah, I know we did that many times. We told the truth.
Yeah, that was a fun story. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast about the time we broke a band up.
Oh, oh my God! I don't think we have. That was crazy as hell, man. I mean, we didn't even have a band yet, right? We were just jamming, you and me, correct? Was it right after Broken Altar?
It was right after Broken Altar. We had some songs that we wrote.
Yeah.
But it was just amateur recordings, which God wouldn't I give to have those things right now.
Oh God.
And then they're telling, there's probably some good stuff in there.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, but this was before Unburdened and before all that. We had some songs wrote. It was like we wrote a 7-minute song we're proud of, our first 7-minute-er.
God bless it. I remember struggling to put shit in to make it 7.
Yeah.
And now, 5-6 minute song ain't shit these days. It's just funny how that works.
But I remember having this CD that had 4 or 5 of the tracks we had wrote. Because the way we found this band at this time, again, we had left Broken Altar. That had all dissolved. Go back to the previous episode with Scott Osmond and get the details before then. But now we're fast forwarded up to here. We had this CD of demos, of riffs. We didn't have drums on it. We had like
we never had fucking drums on those early tracks.
No.
Except crazy.
I think we got a rough connection.
There's a fucking storm coming in right here now. I can hear.
A storm.
Yeah.
Okay. You said, I think where the signal started flickering was we didn't have a drummer. We never had drums back in the day. We kind of wrote it. We heard the drums. We knew what we wanted. But this is before computers and record. Well, not before computers. We're not that old, but
this is before Steve Jobs.
yeah. But before home recording was a thing.
Yeah.
It's just 2008-ish.
That's much better.
Yeah. But
it's about correct. I say, yeah.
One of my friends said, "Hey, my buddy's got a band. He plays drums." I can't remember the guy's name now. Rob, I think.
Yes.
And then we went and met with him. He said, "Well, he's got my band," and it was Rob. And then Rob was on drums. Nathan was on vocals.
Yes.
And
I can't remember the guitar player's name. He was the driving force, right?
Yeah, it was kind of his band. I can't even remember the name of the band. But anyway, we went out to jam with them, and we just kind of. I don't remember. Did we even jam, or did we just go observe?
You might have jammed a little bit. I remember doing some of that stuff. They played some of their stuff.
Yeah.
And then we put the CD in, and here's some of the shit that we've been working on.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit different than theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we really.
Yeah.
We really went hard into the Iron Maiden.
That's right. We went more like a gallopy, faster riff. Yeah, that's right. With you put a lot of leads in. That's right. And also remember, we put some tracks down where I did some simple keyboard stuff, like an intro and shit like that too. Yeah. And I remember we played our songs on the CD, and it's always that moment like, this is our shit. And you look at them, they were like, this is not really what they're playing. They were bad or nothing. It was just different. Our shit has always been different in a way, I think. And I said, what do you guys want to play now? Let's play some of your shit. I like that. I remember they reacted really well to it.
Yeah.
The thing, though, we haven't played them. We had just recorded them.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to play our own shit. If I remember right.
No, you're right. Yeah, it was like that. It was like that up until the point where we hired Adam and Soul Seeds. We didn't know how to play them then.
We didn't play our own shit either.
We learned them with Adam.
Oh, that's crazy. That's actually not that far from the truth, sadly. We have an album. Play it. No, we can't.
Yeah. We hadn't got that far yet.
Yeah. Whoa, slow down. Don't stress us.
I think then they were groveling over the tracks. It was like, oh my God, this is what we want to do. And me and Carl was like, okay, well, we'll let you know. Because at that time we realized that the tables turned. We wasn't interviewing the band. The band was interviewing for us.
I think sadly, that's exactly how it felt like. And we had barely left the fucking driveway before you got a phone call or a text or some shit. Right?
Yeah. I remember getting a phone call from, I can't remember this guy's name, but I think it began with an H. But for the sake of the conversation, we're going to call him Harvey.
Yeah.
But so Harvey called me, and he was like, man, I really dig
Carl.
That Swedish dude.
I like his accent.
Yeah, it's purty.
That mouth of his.
But
Fuck. I'll go on.
but I remember calling.
Can you ask him what he's doing Saturday?
Yeah,
You think I have a shot? Is he seeing someone?
but
Would you like to make $20 really fast?
at that time we still had that. We still had gear. You had a bass amp, that we had kind of acquired.
Yeah, I haven't. I hadn't bought anything like with my own money. I have stuff like simple gear, and that's all you fucking needed just to play.
Yeah.
We were fine with that.
Yeah, it was very early with that. As far as that, we didn't really have much gear. You had a bass you borrowed from Chris Williams, and
Oh God, yes, I forgot about that. It was his. That's right.
yeah, because I don't think you bought that Epi up until Misery at Dawn.
That's correct.
But you had that, and I think I had at that time I had probably a Line 6 half stack or something like along those lines. But I remember we would jam together a little bit with the songs, but we never really formally practiced. Because I was down in that girl I was dating, Natasha. She had that garage little area, and we would practice down in there.
I remember that now. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I remember getting that phone call, sitting in that same driveway, and Harvey was, "Hey man, look, I really love what you guys are doing. How about we just start a band ourselves?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I just don't think the other guys could do it."
Yeah. Fuck these guys.
And I remember me and you jokingly saying on the way home from that practice or hangout or whatever, I remember you saying, "I really like to have their drummer and their singer, but the guitar player, it just didn't feel right. It felt like his style was holding them back." And he felt, and I recognize now he was just that musician that he found something that he wanted to do, because that's the musicians. That's what we do. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. You have to. Now you can respect that. That was just a difference of approach and kind of like what you want to do. Ideas. It's a difference in the music, what you listen to, what you want to create, and that's instant deal breaker. You don't want to play shit like, fuck, I don't want to play this song. I hate this shit. I don't like what he's doing, and that's basically, they haven't talked about that. We could tell right away that they were not on the same page at all.
All three of them wanted to do it, but all three of them wanted to do it for different reasons.
Yeah.
They wasn't on the same page. That's why
At
it's
all.
so crucial to have that open communication with your bands. But when he called me, he said, I want to kind of start something with you guys. And we joked, it's like, fuck, that's the one we didn't really want to work with, Not being mean in any way, but it just, that connection wasn't there. And it was like, okay. And I called you and I told you, and I think while I was on the phone, I was like, hang on, man, the drummer's calling me. It might not have been exactly like that, but
I remember it was the same. Within fucking hour, you texted or coming back. You wouldn't believe this shit. The drummer just texted me. It was like, what? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. We're talking about hanging up the phone, and right after, it was crazy.
Yeah, and the drummer Rob was, hey man, look. Between us, me and Nathan are really digging what y'all are doing.
Yeah, Nathan was the singer. That's right.
Yeah, and and for us, we're like, okay, now that's what we wanted to do.
Now you're fucking talking. Yeah, exactly. Because drummers, man, they're fucking hard to get hold of.
Yeah.
Guitar players are everywhere.
Yeah. And I remember telling you that. I was like, him and Nathan want to leave. And this dude wants to leave. And then they're all we did was go try out for their band, and we're like, all right. So we talked about it and we're okay, we need a drummer. And he had a unique voice.
He did, yeah.
He had this kind of Soundgarden. He reminded me of Chris Cornell, but he didn't have the range Chris did. His enunciations and stuff, he was very Cornell-like.
Okay.
He wasn't nearly as talented.
Well, few have been. But
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
I see. I remember now when you're saying that he had some talent. I mean, and he was what you said, kind of unique on his own. It was not we didn't really know what kind of singer we were looking for at the time either, because we were basically just have ideas. And so we were ready to see what was going to happen. And his voice was, I remember we were like, oh, this could work.
Yeah, it was something different. We wasn't looking for growling and screaming in those days.
Exactly.
Even though we were playing heavier music, and I remember we had them both come out to the Evil Dead shed, and we jammed with them with some of our songs. But I remember in those days, though, when those guys come out and they come in and played with us, even then, we didn't start Soul Season until 2015. This had to be 2008, 2009, somewhere in that ballpark. Because I got laid off in 2009, and I was staying with Natasha then.
Okay.
So it was in that ballpark, and then that's when I met Michelle. Michelle was coming to the early Unburdened practices. But
yeah, I remember that.
But even then, we were always business. Always. And we come in the door, and it was never, we're going to hold your hand. We're going to go. And I remember playing some of those tracks from back then that we knew. And we knew after one practice, drummer's not going to work.
No, instantly. Yeah. Sadly. He was such a good, cool guy, too, He was so enthusiastic about it. He was like, because he was fucking smiling, because he was like, this is a fucking band. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then we like, no, this is not right after. This is not going to work.
Yeah, we always knew it was never about we expect some high caliber musician, because we've never been high caliber musicians.
No, but we also we went there to that. We were at the point that we knew what we didn't want.
Yeah,
we maybe didn't know what we were looking for, or what but we would know when we heard it, and that was not it.
Yeah, it was like playing with Jimmy in Broken Altar. Jimmy is still to this day one of the tightest drummers I've ever been around. You couldn't screw up.
Playing drums. He was tight playing drums.
Yeah. Until he met the Swede.
Until he met the Swedish meatball. No, he said, what does he call me? Muffin.
Muffin.
Right? Yeah. Oh, love me some Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah, but I can't remember exactly. Probably you have to tell that story. But I do remember me said right away. I think we talked to Nathan about this. She said, that Rob's not going to work out. Yeah. This is not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, he's like, okay, I tell him.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, and he said, and then Nathan was like, don't worry, my cousin's a drummer.
Yeah, like instantly he had a backup plan.
Yeah.
Like, all right, then, whatever.
And it's good to know too. I haven't thought about this for up until this point now.
Me neither, man. I mean, this has been 12, 13 years since I thought about this.
But we both know how this story ends, but in the beginning, Nathan was very savvy in this scene. I mean, with
Very.
knowing how it was in those days, this was just MySpace.
MySpace, exactly.
Yeah, and he was
no Facebook.
No, and he
Nothing
was
like that.
He was all over social media and doing things that are common practice now. But again, this is 11 years ago, and
he had a big picture already. Like
yeah,
you can't. You gotta go wider, bigger.
Yeah, and honestly, regardless of how this story ends, I do gotta say I learned a lot from Nathan.
When it comes to that part, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. He was all grand plan, but he fell short on execution. As most people do. It's easy to dream it. It's much harder to fucking do it. We both know that.
Difference. It's a huge difference.
But he said, okay, yeah, let's have your cousin out, and in walks Kim. Kim was in Ramona's cover band, the Ramones cover band called the Ramona. She was a female drummer.
Yeah, she was more like a punk rockish.
Yeah.
Drummer.
And she comes in with this beautiful DW kit.
Oh my God! I remember the color. Be like, yeah. Even the drum set was girly. You were like, yeah, really?
Yeah, lime green or something like that.
Yeah, it was absolutely lime green.
And you had this extension on her kick.
I forgot about that. That's right.
And incredible, beautiful gear.
Oh God, yeah.
And she was a great drummer. So unique.
Yeah. She had her own shit going.
Yeah, her double kicks. I was telling someone about this the other day. I think it was Scott I was talking to, but her double kicking was, we used to call it the popcorn.
Popcorn. Sounds like you were popping. Exactly.
Yeah. And she wasn't the fastest double kick. She was fast up top. She was very punk. Everything was very punk drummer. 1, 2, 3.
Very punk. Yeah. Oh God, yes.
But it was, all right, let's play Burn Again. All right, let's play Burn Again. All right, let's play Burn.
What she brought to you and to us was discipline and rehearsal.
Yes.
Because immediately when she stepped in, she was like, I don't know if it's because we were men. We just said, okay, let's do it again,
Yeah, again.
And she wasn't bossy or nothing. She just said, you need to do this again. So you need to fucking practice. And if one in the band says, you know what, I have a hard time, can I do it again? You just have to fucking do it again. Yeah. It's just the way it works. And I remember, bless her heart, she had ADD. God damn it. I mean, she was distracted if a butterfly came into the Evil Dead shed. So she took medication like everybody did. And we could tell right away. She went like 3 times the fucking speed than we did the last week. So we were like, whoa, Kim, did you take your pills? She was like, oh, no, I didn't. We know, because we are struggling. We're struggling to keep up with you.
You remember when we would write music? And she had pieces of paper and she'd write out her drum parts.
Yes, I remember that now.
I just remember that.
Yes, me too. We're like, fuck, this is a professional drummer,
And she wants to play with us.
Well, she wants to play with us. Oh, she was. Our approach to a lot of things. Well, I can't really tell if she was exactly what we were looking for, but we need to do something with this drummer.
It was from the time I think we clicked with Broken Altar, me and you, we took off. We've always had the same wavelength. when it comes to creating music. And I can remember we go down a certain path, but we learn fast and we're willing to try work with anybody,
Yeah.
because we're like, it might work. Let's try it. We learn, especially as songwriters, just try it. It may work. It may not.
Mhm.
First time we
What do you have
worked.
to lose? 2 minutes.
Yeah. Um, and I think that with we wanted to work with Nathan because Nathan, we imagined something different with his voice. Like, I think let's try it. We worked with Nathan, but when Kim came in, it was like the Eye of Sauron,
Yeah.
instantly connected with Kim.
Oh yeah, there was no doubt.
Instantly. And, we started having issues with Nathan from that point. He didn't have a driver's license. I was driving an hour to pick him up, an hour to.
Oh, God, I really, really put in a lot of time and effort, like, because he couldn't.
Yeah. And, I drive back and forth to go get him every rehearsal. And
Fuck that.
you still there?
Yeah.
It's like it's lagging. Let's see. Is everything still clear on me?
Yeah.
But I remember that we instantly connected with Kim, but then we started having issues out of Nathan. He was doing this incredible job with the social media, but he wasn't. There was the passion was gone in him very quick as far as doing the work. He liked doing the management side of it, but he didn't put in any work.
Yeah, I can see he would have been a good, like, promoter maybe, or something like that instead. Yeah.
And then we had a show book, Johnston County.
Hell yeah, boy.
And we're gonna play this show. It was Blunt Force Trauma, and I can't remember any of the other names, but
well, I can't remember that guy's name in Blunt Force, but he was like the guy who set shit up.
Joe.
And he contacted us. Oh, that's right, Joe. Super nice fucking guy. I mean, super nice. And he wanted more and more bands. Took care of the people that came out too. I really liked him. This was I mean, we had I don't know how many songs we had, but we had a 30-minute set maybe, right?
Yeah.
We could play. And we had practiced pretty hard. And I remember, was it 2 days before the gig, Nathan called you and said, I don't know the lyrics to these songs.
Yeah, he opened it up with, we got a problem. Okay, what's up?
You thought Screwdriver, like you did. 2 minute screwdrivers.
Oh.
We have a problem.
Oh my God. You know what was that? No, that was Broken Altar. Not to put a thumbnail in this, we're here at our first show. We're getting ready to play our first show with Nathan. I want to go back because I just remembered something. Do you remember being in all this talk of Broken Altar and all with me and Scott? I totally forgot about this. You remember Tyler?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember, we played Johnston County.
Yeah.
And
I know we played that before, yeah.
And he banged
Oh, God, no. He banged it, damn. Oh.
It's a band called Worse Than Birth.
This motherfucker had facial tattoos and studs and shit, right?
Yeah. This guy looked scary. They were in the parking lot. Like, y'all want some Coke or y'all want some Yeah. And then Tyler, our singer,
More fucking people.
you know, he goes out there and hooks up with this old dude's old lady. And then we're standing there watching that band perform, and we're sitting there going, man, that dude's a psycho. Where's Tyler? Tyler comes walking in. Hey, we might want to go. Why?
So what? Why?
See that guy singing right there? The devil? Yeah, yeah. I just banged this girl out there. We need to go.
It was funny because we were looking for singers, and this guy shows up, and he's like, he would probably fit in like in California these days or some shit. He was just a free spiritual
Still is. I
dude.
talked to him on Facebook.
I know he still is. Super fucking nice guy who's just flows through whatever stream he puts his ass in, basically. He has no fucking worries or nothing. He had dreads. He was very, very charismatic. For some reason, women just fucking love this motherfucker. But within 5 seconds,
Yeah.
like instantly. Because, like you just said, we went to this gig and these three, just the name, Worse Than Birth. You figure this is not gonna be bluegrass at all. It's gonna be some heavy shit. And this fucker comes in with facial tattoos. He looked like fucking, I don't know. He was green. Yeah, he looked like fucking Post Malone, but 20 years ago, you know, and studs and shit. And this guy just, yeah, I go with you to the bathroom, no problem. And we had practiced a few times. We didn't really think he was right, but we needed this gig. We took this gig. We should never have accepted this gig, but we did anyways because we were fucking hungry to play. We wanted to play, right?
And Tyler, well, yeah, like you said, his talent it wasn't the highest, but his charisma and, I mean, fuck, we wanted to just be around him, you know.
Yeah, he was a front man for sure.
Absolutely. And I can remember him.
Man, fuck, I forgot about this.
Remember playing that show, and I remember we were pretty tight, but Tyler missed some cues. Jimmy could catch it. He knew. Tyler started singing the chorus.
He came in fucking way too early on the first song. He started singing the verse in the intro. We like, what the fuck do we do now? You know? But like you said, fucking Jimmy, he just switched over and it just clicks and you follow the number. So I do remember back in the days you did like this, but what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing? You know, and then you just, okay. We were like, this is not good at all. You know?
Yeah. I remember the band doing good, but I remember Tyler, he did okay.
Sure.
For a little, I think it was his very first band, and it was
his first fucking show.
Yeah.
And only, I think, with us, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I remember after that, I remember we're getting done. We're loading up our stuff. He went to the bar and sat down. There's like a line of women standing there to talk to him. We're like, what the fuck?
And I also remember that time we got paid and we went to Waffle House.
Yes.
And we walked big time Waffle House. We were fucking top of the world metal masters. We walked in there.
Oh my God.
Not that late. We walked in there. We sat there fucking ate. We ate good from the money we got because Joe always took care of the people that drove fucking 2 hours to be on the bill, you know. It's really good that way. And these fucking girls just got up from a corner and went straight over to Tyler and started touching his fucking hair. Like, oh, I love your hair. And he's like, okay, you know, maybe you can ask next time. And we were like, who is this motherfucker? You know? He just have to sit and eat a waffle. And he gets pussy just fucking thrown at him. He's like, I'm eating pancakes, you know. I don't want fucking. People like, what's this dude? He was like a guru. I think what coolest thing with him was that he's like, I'm gonna try to be lead singer.
You'd have thought he'd have had catnip in his dreads, all the pussy just following him around.
He was sprinkling that shit. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a great guy. I love Tyler.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
But sorry, I just remembered that story, and I had to go back and talk about that. I forgot about Tyler being in the band with us.
This was actually on Broken Altar, and you, me, and Scott and Jamie, right, and Tyler.
Yep. Yeah.
It's dingy. It's stretched. Oh, does it smell? It's so old. What is it? It's Carl's Old Bag. And now for your host, The Carl.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Carl's Old Bag. By now, you know I am your host, the old saggy bag himself, The Carl. It's a pretty decent Thursday morning here when I'm recording this, and I'm gonna keep going in the same kind of formula I've been doing last couple of times. I'm gonna tell you about a band that had an influence on me, or one of those bands that has a special spot in my old saggy bag. And today, it is a band called Running Wild. Running Wild is a German speed metal band that has a pirate theme throughout their albums, mostly. They also sing about social injustice and stuff like that. But I think they're like the top pirate band out there. It sounds cheesy as hell, but it's badass. And especially the first album, or the first song I heard with these boys, was way back in the days. I think it was like late 80s. From an album called Under Jolly Roger. And the song is Under Jolly Roger. My buddy had recorded it from a radio show back home in the old country, Sweden. And it was just so damn cool. They were shooting cannons in the beginning, and they were boarding ships and screaming and looting and shooting, and you can hear swords clashing. The main guy, his name is, I think it's Rolf Kasparek, but he is credited as Rockin' Rolf, which we thought was badass, and he still does that. He's like the mind behind Running Wild. And of course, I bought the vinyl back in the days. I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. I think they're stashed away somewhere. But the cover was really cool. It's an old pirate ship, and the songs on this album, Under Jolly Roger, is still awesome. I mean, I think it's from like 1987, and right after that, I bought Port Royal. They came out like the year after, I think. And then, of course, they had a couple of early ones that's not that great, but still classic albums. I have a shit ton of Running Wild albums, and I just like the way they sound. It's speed metal, but he sings, there's no growling and shit. It's just cool. It's big, sweeping, epic stories about pirates. A lot of stuff that's based on, like, real people. They have a song called Treasure Island on one of the albums. And it's just very cool. It's easy to listen to. And it's just a lot of, like, rock and roll, basically. This is not like heavy metal or nothing like that. I can't help it. I just love their shit. Now and then there's bands that just, hey, how about some of this shit? And you can't help but listen to it. I'm looking here. Another one of my favorite albums with them is Black Hand Inn. Epic shit on this one. They have some songs that are like 15 minutes long. I mean, yeah, why not listen to that shit? And they have another album that I really like. It's called Death or Glory. This is one of my favorite albums with them. That has a killer song on it called Riding the Storm. And the song Marooned is really, really good. Tortuga Bay. Awesome. A lot of pirate stuff on that one. And, they dress up in like leather and studded leather and stuff, and they just look the part. I think they've never been anywhere but in Europe touring. And of course they had a farewell tour about 10 years ago or so, but, you know, they came back, made a couple of albums, not bad stuff, but I don't think any band can capture that old spark like they had like 20 years ago when they were hungry and had so much material that they had worked on for so long. But Running Wild from Germany, speed metal with a pirate theme throughout their albums. Killer albums. Great covers on them too. Check them out and enjoy some good old-fashioned speed rock and roll. And come back next week and to see what the Carl has in his old bag for everybody. And remember, check out the Phoenix Fire podcast on YouTube and all the streaming services that has podcasts on them. Yes, the podcast is still out there. And take it easy, everybody, and rock on. Yeah.
Yeah. I got pictures on my Facebook of that last practice before that first show. Before that show.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm standing there with that black and silver Les Paul.
Okay.
And I got on a button-up shirt.
Oh yeah.
We practicing in the Evil Dead shed at night, but yeah, fast forward back to Nathan. He calls. It's either 2 days before or the day before.
I believe it was the day before.
It might have been. And he's like, we got a problem. Okay. So I just don't got these songs. What do you mean you don't got these songs? I've been practicing and I'm forgetting. I mess up. I can't remember where to come in. At this point, this isn't like we practiced a month and then booked a show.
No,
this was
a long time.
Yeah, probably at least 3 or 4 months, at least. Which is
Absolutely.
still too early for your first show, by the way.
Absolutely.
But we practiced for a couple of months, a few months. We booked this show, and we went. And he calls me and says, "Hey, man, I can't. Well, it's been all these months, man. You should know the lyrics. I don't know them." Okay, let me call Carl. Pick up the phone. I call you, and I was like, he just told me he forgets the lyrics. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, he's out. And you're like, I 100% agree. Cool, all right. I'll call him and let him know. We didn't freak and go, what are we gonna do? But we didn't. We
No,
said, he's got to go.
he's gone.
Yep, I call him. I tell him, take the night off. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. I think we told him we'd meet him at the next practice. We didn't even tell him we were going to do the show or anything. We didn't say nothing about it. And we went. We did the show. We called Kim, which was his cousin. We did the show without him, and me and you had to learn the lyrics in a day because we didn't know the song. We wouldn't practice. We were practicing our part.
Well, I knew the words kind of because I wrote them, but you not practice. So I remember we split it up kind of even, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
3 songs apiece, or maybe you had 2, I had 4, maybe. I really don't know. I remember walking in there before the show, walking around with the lyrics in my fucking hand. This big, huge area behind that fucking bar.
Mm-hmm.
Last resort.
Yep.
Was that? Yeah. And I remember walking there, you know, I was fuck because you all the time, and this was a fucking curveball that I'm looking up, and fuck, it's that smell, man. I'm walking around there, and I look around, it's like 275 porta johns just stacked up. You remember that shit? It was huge, like a porta john graveyard.
Yeah.
Behind there. I think we pulled it off pretty good. I mean, there's another thing. Nobody fucking knew the songs. Nobody have ever seen us before, more or less. with this lineup or these songs, because this was different than Broken Altar. This was called on Burden, right, at the time.
Unburdened. That's correct. And we went.
Nathan came up with that.
Huh?
Nathan came up with that name.
Yeah. Nathan was a leader, and then when he quickly realized he wasn't the leader with me and you, I think that's when he lost his interest. So we learned the songs, we did them, and the show went pretty good. I remember people saying after the show that how tight Kim was as a drummer. Her drumming was. I mean, it was she's a pro.
She was a pro. Absolutely, she was so fucking good. You couldn't fuck up.
Yeah.
You just had to follow her. You were fine.
Yeah, that was when we would fuck with her. She's like 1, 2, 3, and 3. When did we start on 3?
Oh, she still had that punk shit going. She had that fucking. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4. She counted in every goddamn song. This was not punk song. This was like fucking speed metal at the time. We were playing
there's
speed
some Slayer
shit mostly.
Yeah, because
Slayer shit basically.
After that, she did 1, 2, and I was like, hang on. You know, had the crowd laughing their asses off.
Yeah, and then she started up, hang on. I lift the shirt up and shit, and twisted my nipples and shit. And then she's like, 1, 2, 3, and started playing. And we were like, whoa, what the fuck happened to 4? I remember she laughed so fucking hard. We fucked with her good.
We had so much fun with that band.
Oh yeah, and I remember right after that we changed it because Nathan was out, so we can't use the name of Burden anymore.
I think he even threatened legal action if we did.
I'm not surprised, and we thought, okay, this is not a big deal, and we changed it from the same lineup and everything, same song. We changed it to Mystery at Dawn. Because the next time we went to Last Resort, we were billed as Mystery at Dawn. Always loved that fucking name.
Oh man, me
really. It's a really, really good name for a band. And I think we market that shit. We can still use it.
Yeah, that's true. Let's call Kim and get a Mystery at Dawn reunion.
Yeah.
She gonna play Burn?
We're not playing Burn again. We're not playing fucking Burn again. Too old for that shit. Too hard.
Yeah, but we did. Let's see, I think we did 3 shows with Kim. Correct? It was about a year. About a year or so. We were together.
I can't remember. Yeah, and I can't remember. I do remember we practiced more or less every day at the because she was like, and she drew, and we started alternating, but she had to drive a fucking hour or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So we drove to her house a couple of times and practicing because I remember you were out in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was in the living room. You was in the kitchen,
was,
and she was in another. We were all in 3 different rooms.
Yeah. I couldn't even see you two. I remember, and I was like, "You guys okay? What's going on?" Yeah, and but I remember not seeing each other too, because you turned back. I remember as if you were facing the crowd. You know, we always did that. Remember that you didn't look at the drummer like trying to follow the drummer. You need to learn.
We always rehearsed as show.
Full blow, even back in those days.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, absolutely.
Always preparing for the live show. We did Mystery at Dawn for about a year. I think at 2 or 3 shows. I think all of the above were. All of the above. I think it was 2 shows. And both shows were done in Johnston County. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think we played anywhere else as that lineup.
Yeah. And I remember I didn't like do the singing and shit. No,
Did we ever
But
have
you
any
wanted
singers
to-
come out?
no.
Yes, we did. We had one,
Did
Kim
we?
brought.
Did we really?
It dude kind of looked like Rob Zombie.
Yeah, that's right. He
And
was. Yeah,
I don't remember why that didn't work out.
I have no idea. And I don't even remember how did Mystery at Dawn, like we just fizzled out, right? You were like, meh, we're done.
I can't remember.
Oh, me neither.
But we used to go as a band. We'd go do stuff together.
Yeah,
we
used to
learned
hang
a
out.
lot from those people and the importance of a band doing stuff together.
Yeah. You need to get along. You need to like it. It's much easier if you can get along and hang out.
Yeah. I think it was something to do with, I think you were in a financial bind or something, and it was getting to be too much to come out there, or
No doubt. Yeah.
something.
I can't really remember. We never really said, you know what? We're fucking done. This is it.
I don't either. We did do. Remember, we tried to play at my birthday party out in the yard.
Oh God, yes.
The infamous towel rape incident.
What?
The towel rape incident.
Oh yes. Oh my God, yeah. No, fuck. Let's not talk about that. God damn.
But I think that was the last time we ever played together.
Yeah.
We might have played a
believe
couple, but it was after that. That had to be 2010,
Yeah, I'd say it's close to 10. Yeah.
somewhere in that ballpark. And then from that point, we didn't do anything else until I think we tried a couple of times. I remember coming to your house and us writing some riffs.
Throughout the years, we always have this urge or whatever you want to create, write some music. Never had a thought of, all right, we're gonna get a band together. We just wanted to write songs. Like we said, let's just fucking start with a riff and see what happens. I brought some lyrics or whatever, and it was just something we did a couple of times a year. But nothing happened in like 5 fucking years. Like I think we even stopped jamming after a while.
Yeah, we did, and because that was around the time I was going through my custody battle.
Yes,
and
you have a lot.
I was between jobs. I'd gotten laid off from Sandvik. I was out of work 9 months before I ever went back to work.
Yeah.
It was a tough time then, and I think we, like I said, we talked about doing stuff. We did. I think after Kim, I think we met up with Dustin one time.
Yes, we did. Up in the second floor of your house, wherever you were working, and we did some real good shit. We did 2 songs that was really good.
That was
and I remember.
That's where we was working on that concept story. It was like 3 songs that told one story or something.
My Empty Grave. Was that us or just you and me and Kim?
No, I think that was it.
Yeah, we had like a vampire theme to pull her in because she liked the vampire shit.
That's right. That's right. We had started all the songs that we had up to that point, we were slowly going to do. We wanted to try doing a vampire theme thing, and we were going to write songs about being vampires the way Powerwolf does wolves, Monomart does Vikings. You know, we were going to do the same thing, but vampires. And we wrote a couple songs, but yeah, it was after that when we got with Dustin. And then from that point, I think it was just kind of, like you said, once or twice a year where we just got up and jammed. And then I think we got in a little run there.
So a lot of shit going on for both of us. I remember that's the time when I started to go through my separation, you know, when I left my wife around 2014. And
okay, yeah, so that puts us right in there then, yeah.
Yeah, about 4 years later, and we had been doing shit on and off together, like jamming, but nothing concrete at all whatsoever. Never, you know, we missed being with the band, but at the time it was so off. You had a lot of shit going on, and I had like a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And I remember for some reason there, it had to be 2004. I moved into the trailer 15 maybe. No, 14.
It's probably 14 because what I was going to say is I think when we wrote the song that got us wanting to have a band again, or wanting to not have a band, but create something.
Keep going, create. Yeah.
That was Clear Skies.
Mm-hmm.
And that one I know for a fact was 2015.
For a fact. Inside joke that you will never understand. No.
Yeah, I remember you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. No, the thing is, I remember clearly you brought all your stuff to the trailer and because at the time I was separated and we started writing, and it was so different from the speed and heavy shit we had done before. And yet again, no fucking drums. We recorded on the Tascam, right? The old fucking thing. And I remember we used to hold up our phones at the speaker to record a song back so we could like listen to it and come up with new ideas. And I remember I put down a vocal line, a melody and all this shit for the lyrics for Clear Skies. And we could hear everything, like, as always, like fucking the whole song and shit. And I remember, I think started on one more song, a little bit, some riffs. But I remember that fucking song right there, Clear Skies, like, you know what? This shit is fun as fuck. We should definitely keep doing this.
Yeah. And at that time, that's when I still had an old Randall amp, my PRS. And
oh, God, yeah. The Beast Ball.
We would write and play, and we got 6 or 7 songs, I think it was, around that whole time. That was also the time when In Flames had dropped Siren Charms. So whenever you look up the date on that, that's when all this was going down.
I remember that was a lyrical explosion for me too. God damn it! I wrote some lyrics with a new theme that was more personal than I ever done in my life at the time. They came out so, and you were into In Flames, or we both were, but you know, you laid down the riffs. I remember listening to In Flames, and you'd be like, I want to do something In Flames. Put it on the album, see what happens. I remember putting the damn thing in the CD in, and you were like, okay, I got it. And then you started playing, and I'm like, yeah, there it is. Yeah. That's the next song. Yeah. It didn't sound like In Flames, really. but it was very inspired by all
I mean, even the name of that track was Into Clarity.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were really close.
Yeah.
we
straight
might get a
stole
phone call. We might get a phone call from Anders from In Flames saying, "Hey, back off."
Yeah, but we wrote those with no drums, no click, you know.
Nothing.
Um,
Tell about that. Let's finish off with the first song we had, the drum kit. I mean, not the drum kit, the drum machine. Anders, the first fucking song. Do you remember?
Well, yes, I was gonna say
that song.
Yeah, Ashes.
Yes, Ashes, not asses. Ashes.
Ashes. Yeah, if you listen, we wrote those 5 or 6 that we had cell phone recordings of, which we still have. You know, I found in my email, I sent them to you a while back, and some
that's fantastic.
really great songs.
Oh man, I'm
was
completely in love with those songs.
That was very Parkway Drive In Flames inspired. That's where I really started doing leads.
Yeah, I think we simplified everything too. I not simplify, but like, hey, let's just slow down. Let's do it a little bit simpler. You don't have to be so fucking fast all the time and all that shit. And for some reason, I don't know, it was very progressive for us to write something like this. We had never wrote anything close to what we come up with at the fucking trailer 2015. Those 7, 8 songs or 6, 7 songs, they were like completely a breakthrough for us. And all we did was just write whatever we came up with.
Yeah, I mean, we even had, I remember that one song we wrote that we ended up just deleting because it was like, it's just too cheesy. Or like, it's like, it could be on a pop radio station, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember we just, that's too cheesy. I mean, we had some cheese in those days, you know, like When the World Stands Still, but it's a good song. But yeah,
we wrote so many songs, but they just didn't fit with the rest of the material at the time.
Yeah. Well, and when we went through all that, then there was another stretch that was about 6 months, 6, 7 months where we didn't play. And then early 2016, I think it was, maybe late 2015, early 2016, is when I was like, hey, man, I want to jam. I think I had even sent you, I had got a iMac, and I sent you a track of Into Clarity that I had did with the drums, which is if you go in GarageBand or Logic, there's, you know, auto drumming features, and excellent tool for arranging and writing songs. And we used the Anders hard rock player, and I remember coming over to your house, and then that's when we wrote Ashes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from that point that when we heard that and seeing what we could do with songwriting, it was like we had like a verse riff or these couple of riffs that we had wrote, and was like, I don't know where to put them. And I think you was like, hey, why don't you can you move that to that section right there?
And see what happens when it goes into the chorus. Be like, yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's see what this fucker does.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that fucking moment, man.
No.
Talk about, we were like auto drummer, and he was like, and then went into the double kick and shit through the chorus. We were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was our Eureka.
Mm.
It turned out really cool, and we was like, oh, this fire's lit now, you know. And we started spitting music out, because then I had a computer at home. Before, I didn't have anything, you know. Like I said, I had that little friggin' Tascam and we was like, we wanted to put out an album for ourselves because we had the technology to kind of do it. And once I got the iMac, then I was spitting songs out like crazy. And then we get email songs back and forth and work over the phone. And that's what we did. And we would still rehearse. Every time we get together, it's 1 to 2 songs.
That's amazing to hear the drums.
Yeah. That's when we wrote. Let's see, there's Ashes, Killing Memories. I can't remember all the names of those songs. There was The World Stands Still, Restless Ghosts. There was 15, 20 songs.
Yeah. Hollow Heart. I remember when we wrote Hollow Heart. Hollow Heart was
Shadows in Silence.
Songs. Yeah, we had our songs that, okay, you know what? We have a fucking album here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait a minute. This is a next generation fucking song from the shit that we had. So I wouldn't say we scrapped the previous 7 songs, but we like, right, those are gone. Now we focus on this fucking song and see what we can do from here. That song changed a lot. And remember that, Hollow Heart?
Yeah. For anyone listening that don't know about this, there's a
nobody knows.
ultra rare, super valuable demo.
Oh my God! Drops. Yeah, I bought a house for mine
with Anders on the drums.
Yeah, let's finish it up with that. That's a good thing because we did Anders. We wanted to play so bad, and we wanted people to hear this. But mostly we wanted to do it we did it for us. So we did this demo when we were called Soul Season at the time. And we put 3 tracks on it. And Hollow Heart was one of them. And then Silent in the Shadows. And then actually Killing Memories that went on to be on the first legit Soul Season album too. And I remember that it was so cool to have a demo. Because we had never really recorded anything. So all these fucking years we have been playing together, we haven't really like tried to do a good demo ever. If I'm not totally mistaken, that's correct. And all of a sudden, this fucking amazing auto drummer, Anders. So and every time you hear us giving Adam more shit with Anders, this is where it comes from. He's a fucking auto drummer in a GarageBand app. He was the rock drummer and fucking killing it
every time.
Fucking kills it every time.
Yeah, and that
was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean we had wanted to put out a album for ourselves, and it originally started with we wanted to have a drum machine, the Tascam, and us recording.
That's it.
Put it on a mantle. Cool, we did it. Then it became, we got this iMac. Now we have a little more opportunities. So we upped it, and we released a demo. We made all the artwork. We did, we made the booklets. We made like 20 copies.
Oh, absolutely. We had the lyrics inside. That was not even an argument. We were both of us, you need the jewel case, you need the booklet, it needs the shit. I remember we thanked Anders.
Yeah.
Yeah. For you thanked some people, I thanked some. And then Anders said, I want to thank Chris and Carl for letting me do this because they're gods to me.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
That's right. Yeah, and we had that little release party. And both of us were gone you were gone by 7:30. I was out by 9.
God. Forgot about that because that was the first time me and Opal, you met Opal, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was about to go through, I I haven't had the surgery yet, but I have
Nope.
went through hard time with my neck. And I remember driving out to your party and said, just take a muscle relaxer and take it easy. And she said, I know you was gonna drink a little bit. She didn't know yet what the Carl could do, I guess. So I basically passed the fuck out early.
Yeah.
She took me home, and she was no connection out there because you lived like you always have out in the fucking woods somewhere in goddamn Las Vegas, and so she was basically lost. And I woke up on my couch in my fucking trailer in Melbourne around midnight, and she was gone. She was like, "Fuck, you were passed out." And I was like, "Damn it, this is not good."
Yeah, I remember you thinking, "No, that's it. She's gonna leave me."
Yeah, this is it, But bless her heart, man. She's I always admired that. She gave me a second chance. So we still joke about that because now I'm on muscle relaxer for my motherfucking kidney stones, and she's like, I know. Take it easy. And I remember feeling so bad, and you're like, "Don't." I was up like an hour later than you. And then I was
Fucking
gone.
Pepper and his moonshine.
Oh my God, yes.
I remember getting up next morning, and I was like, I know he drank. He had a little water bottle full of it, and I was like, how much did I drink? And he was like, everybody was like, you drank almost that whole water bottle. What? No, I was giving it to Pepper. He wasn't drinking it. He pretended to, and then gave it back to you, and you drank it all. I woke up in my own vomit and went back to sleep in it.
Yeah, I remember the release party was, I wouldn't say it was epic. It was an epic failure.
Yeah.
But I remember we were so proud because, we got some support, of course, but nobody really gave a fuck about it. And we were okay with that because this is what we wanted to do. So we did it. And we fucking did it. And I remember when we started doing the podcast, one of the first, I think it was the second episode of Carl's Old Bag or something like that, because I pulled out a CD by random, and it was there was a demo. There was a Soul Season demo. I did the episode, and they were like, we can't use this fucking, it's us, we couldn't do that. It didn't feel right. But it was so cool because then I remember a lot of shit, cover and all that shit. It felt like, fuck me, man, we goddamn rock stars. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm still super proud of that demo.
Oh, absolutely, man. I think I listened to it a while back. And Hollow Heart, man, that's a fucking killer song, man. Silent in Shadows is fine too, man. It's three good, Killing Memories, like we said, it's on the first album. I did an overproduced lyrical video for that. But it's on YouTube. So we did lyrical videos for, I think, all three. I did it in the trailer. I did it with my phone, simple shit, just to put the lyrics up there with iMovies, the app. But when we released them, just to still relevant. I don't know how many hits they have, but the Killing Memories one was like, I need to do something fucking bigger with this shit. So I did shadows on the wall. I think my youngest stepdaughter and her now husband was in it. You could see the shadows and shit. Me and them doing. They were helping me a little bit. Yeah, man, that was good times.
I love that. I love that, and ironically,
they're on YouTube. They're on YouTube now. You can.
Yeah, they're on the Soul
Killing
Season
Memories.
Page.
Yeah, lyric video for Killing Memories, and yeah.
Yeah, that was released before the Wither album, so it has the Anders drums, the real version.
Fuck, I remember him killing it, man. God damn.
Killing. Recently I've seen it shared around on Facebook and stuff. People checking out the Killing Memories lyric video, the overproduced one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, that at that point we got up to the demo, and it was we kind of look and going, we got to go further. We need a drummer.
It became clear that we wanted to go to the next step, really.
And y'all will have to wait to continue this conversation at another time. We're gonna stop there.
Not a fucking month, but it turned out great. I like it. It's a perfect organic end to it, because right there we said, I really want to do some gigs. And Anders, tight as he was in the studio, had no stage presence at all.
Oh.
He was the best fucking studio musician I have ever worked with. But man, he could not take it.
Yeah.
It was absolute shit. All right, man. That's perfect.
Yeah, thank you everybody
Good
for
ending. You could continue.
watching, and thank Carl and his old
Yeah.
bag for showing up.
Yeah, can I just say something else?
Yeah.
Jag skulle vilja tacka allihopa hemma i gamla landet i Sverige som lyssnar in på podcasten och har varit support för oss hemma i Sverige. Tack för att lyssna in, och fortsätt lyssna in på oss jävla idioter här över som pratar engelska. Och ha det så jävla bra allihopa, och vi hörs nästa vecka igen. Okay? I left a message to everybody back home in the old country in Sweden, in Swedish. So now Shane knows.
Läcka min pung, din jävla svenska hora.
Now Shane knows that I'm Swedish. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. All right, buddies. Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, take it easy and then listen in.
That's the Carl.
Bang.
And I'm the penis. I mean the Phoenix.
Look at this.
Black Sabbath.
Yes, I put that on and I was like, 2016. And I'd be like, holy shit. And that's when I remembered my neck surgery. Oh, I saw a blonde
Britney,
whore.
bitch.
That's all I saw. Yeah, it was a badass bitch right there. All right, buddy. Well, take it easy, man.
Everybody.